Hello friends, welcome to my channel Game of Trades. Today is 8th of May 2018 and in this video I will be analyzing Nifty 50 plus instruments. First see the disclaimer. Whatever information you are viewing through this YouTube channel is only for educational purpose and any trade that you wish to take upon based on any suggestions made here is entirely your responsibility and I can't be held legally liable for a proper purpose. Now Nifty 50. So this is the daily chart and yesterday I had told that I am going bearish on Nifty and Bank Nifty. This whole pullback we had discussed and this we expected that after this correction we will have a pullback and here we traded in upward direction, but from this level we had started to go bearish. We have seen that this trend line is drawn and currently we are trading below it, and possibly if that continues then we would be getting some good opportunity to short this market. Now today we opened gap up in Nifty. In fact, we opened the gap up in Bank Nifty, which was around 200 points. We opened gap up in Bank Nifty around 45 points, gap up in Nifty. Now, I had told that today, once this red candle was formed, that we will see that this line will act as the resistance, and there is a possibility that we may bounce to this level. Now, yesterday we saw this green candle, and from this level, this resistance was also there. So I was expecting that the down move will come from this level itself. But today, after we opened the gap up of around 45 points, this gap up has actually touched this line. So we are still not ahead of this trend line. So we are not above that. We opened at this level and then consistently we started going down. Now, if you see the top, that is the gap up point here. Let me draw the horizontal line. So see the top of this candle, that is the top of the shadow of this candle and where we gapped up. These two coincides. Here we opened gap up above this level and then we were shouldering. We went down for 3 days. This was 3 black crows formation. After that, we were expecting that this trend line would be touched. It got touched. Today we opened gapped up and we did not go above this, and from the point where we got up, from that level we simply moved down, down and down. We did not move even a tad above the open level. So at the very beginning, people started selling Nifty. Also, if you see, we opened at this point. So this is a considerable point. We had faced resistance here. We tried to move up the next day, but still we could not sustain. Now, if this reading goes right, if I, as I have told that I am getting bearish now because my expectation is that this pullback is getting over and we will see next move which will be in downward moves, and that will not be a straight line. So we had this 3-day fall, then we have seen 2 days moving up, and possibly we will see next few days, at least in this week, we will see a level of around uh, 10,600 is where we should be looking at if that level is broken or not. Why? Because here we will see, we are seeing this gap which was filled by this big red candle. Now we have moved up after filling this gap up, but we are not going above the constraint level which we had seen earlier. Now, if this move is still compelled to come down, this is the first target that we can expect, that is around 10,630. We have still lot more to go. We will see where we go, and then we will decide. Tomorrow will be an important day. If we gap up and we continue to sustain over it, if we gap up and we continue to go in the upward direction, then that will be when uh, our short trade will go negative. So I had taken a short position at the very beginning, at the very open of Nifty. So let's see this. So I had taken short position at the very opening of Nifty, because in my last video I told that I am going bearish on Nifty, and somewhere here my position would might have been executed, and then here somewhere here I booked one lot profit. Then again it went up, and somewhere here I again shorted it, and then it went nicely again. Now this is Nifty 50 currently. If you see that it made a high, then it tried to go higher than that, but it could not. Again it tried, but it could not, and then finally it fell. Now if we open gap down tomorrow, if at all that happens, and if that gap down, either we, sometime for some time we simply go up and down, but then finally if we start to head downwards, for example, if you see that here we had a lot of time price movement was almost stagnant, it did nothing. Finally it gave a breakdown at this level, again it did almost nothing, and then tomorrow we will see how price action behaves. Now if it go again, if it goes, if it opens up, gap up, and it is able to sustain, then I will cover my short position in Nifty. So I have carried one lot short position in Nifty for tomorrow, and we will see how it goes. Now if we go to Bank Nifty also I had shorted. So I had shorted Bank Nifty future today, and intraday, if you see this movement, this top horizontal line and this horizontal line which I am highlighting. Now we had the price movement in Bank Nifty constrained within that level for a long time. In fact, whole day we see Bank Nifty moving in that range only. So it gapped up a lot around 200 plus points, and after that we have seen that it simply moved in i- i- uh, it simply moved in that range itself. It did not break the range, so it opened gap up, then it was simply moving up and down, then it here it broke the open that happened today morning. At the very open, whatever high was made, it broke that, but then it could not sustain at that level. It simply came down. Again it went up, and during last half an hour, it, like yesterday, it conceivably went up, and it broke this high also. Yesterday also we see that during the last half an hour we saw a considerable up move. Now, having said that, and having said earlier that I have my short position open in Bank Nifty, so somewhere, during middle of the day I had shorted Bank Nifty future, but then as price was going against me, I see that okay, this is just the range bound movement, not even gap filling is happening, but simply it is sustaining in the air, somewhere hanging around. So what I decided is that if tomorrow, if it gaps up again 200 points, then I will be in grave loss. So I wanted to minimize I want to take short position, but then I don't want to carry lot of risk for the next day. So what I did is I bought put options, not monthly, but this week. So I have bought put options of Bank Nifty for this week expiry of a strike price, I think 25,500 and 25,400, and these were available at around 16 17 rupees and 10 rupees. So let's say if it goes against what I'm saying, I'm expecting a downfall, and if it goes against my prediction, my analysis, then at most per lot, if it costs around 10 rupees, I will be in loss of around 400 rupees only. And if it goes in my direction, and that too in a steady pace, then I will be in very good profit. So here I just want to give you an example. When you see a probable move to happen in your direction, you are expecting some move, but if carrying that position to the next day is a risk, and sometimes a huge risk, especially in Bank Nifty, then in that case you have to, if it is too much risk, for example in Bank Nifty, then you should not take that position for the next day. If they, but if you don't want to miss it, and if you can take that position somehow differently by minimizing the risk, just like I did it. Let's say that it gapped up, let's say that if it gaps up tomorrow 200 points, and I had a shorted Bank Nifty future for next day, then 200 points gap up would mean immediate loss of around 8,000 rupees per lot. And I don't want to take that much risk in Bank Nifty because I know that this is very volatile, and I have already seen that it almost remained in the same range. It did not do much. It was simply boring to trade Bank Nifty. Now this movement, and let's say that and you know that anything can happen in Bank Nifty, things happen. So for mitigating my loss, my expected or my provisioned loss which might have occurred, I have uh, squared off my Bank Nifty position by booking a small loss, and I have moved on to buying Bank Nifty put option, which for which my loss would be very less, so around 400, 500, or 800 or 1000 rupees per lot. So this is something that guys you have to understand. So for example, I think 10,400 sorry, 25,400 put I bought around 10 rupees, and 25,500 I bought it around 15, 16 rupees. So my per lot loss that can happen for me is 400 rupees and 600 rupees respectively. So this is one example that one should keep in mind, that I'm not even taking those positions for which I will be in grave loss. I simply, my first thing is to protect my capital and then protect my profit. If capital is there, then you can trade. If you can trade, there is a possibility that it can go in your direction. If it is, if it goes in your direction, then only you can make profit. So the first thing that will make you a profitable trader is your capital. So whatever you do, what however price action is going, however whatever you do a strategy, whatever are the things that you do to plan that, first thing that you have to do that, first thing that you have to take care is that you have to take care of your capital. You have to protect your capital. That is the foremost job. That is the utmost important point that a trader should keep in mind. And that's what I did. I wanted to protect my capital. I switched to Bank Nifty put options from Bank Nifty future. So this is one of the thing that I wanted to tell. And also here if you see, this is Bank Nifty, right? Yes, this is Bank Nifty and this week's expiry. Now, though I am expecting a fall in Bank Nifty, but I must point out here that options data is not giving me a confirmation. In fact, this contradicts my position. Here, if you see this call writing, it has 37 lakh open positions and put writers have around 72 lakhs open contracts. Now, put writers put writing has happened and the size is open interest is almost twice of call writing open interest. Now this says that the call writers are seems to be weaker in here than put writers. So this is something that contradicts my short position in Bank Nifty, and due to this I did not want to take a risk. I told no. Even though by chart it looks like this should come down, but the options data is not supporting it. Now, if I have a confusion, so if you are trading and you have a confusion because certain things contradict, the best thing is to avoid that trade. For sure, the best thing is to avoid that. But if at all you have to take that position, there are few things that seems strong enough in that direction and you get biased, then in that case the first thing is how much loss you can take. That is something that you have to decide, and then take or decide your position in such a way that your whatever happens tomorrow, however it opens gap up, gap down, it sustains or does not sustain, your capital is protected if you are able to plan that, if you are able to work out somehow through options, through hedging, through future, through cash market, whatever you do, if you are able to plan that, then only take the trade. And here I did the same. My options data does not support my uh, my carrying of short position in Nifty and Bank Nifty. I have one more short position which is in Motherson Sumi. I have shorted a put of no, I have shorted a call of 350 strike price in Motherson Sumi, and currently we will come to that. But then this is how currently it looks in Nifty and Bank Nifty. And if you see, maximum put writing has happened at 25,700. So we will see tomorrow how it goes, whether my decision of carrying my short position in Bank Nifty put and my short position in Nifty future is right or wrong. Tomorrow time will tell. Uh, let's move ahead and see some stocks. So I'm expecting a downfall in Nifty, so it's important that I must see how Reliance is doing. Now Reliance, if you see, this was the range bound movement. This is where this high was broken but did not work out. It went up, down, some downward movement, then again up, then again here we see that it has given a breakout but then did not sustain. We see that it is going down. Now in terms of Elliott waves, if you see this third, fourth and fifth wave, this seems to be corrective ABC. Somebody might see this as this is the flag and this is the pole and this is the flag of the pole. It simply depends on Either you are bearish or bullish in Reliance, that you will see it in that way. And if Nifty has to go down, if it starts to go down, I will watch Reliance also to take. If this also gives a short signal, because we have seen that after this was also a false breakout, this was also a false breakout, and if this trend line is broken in the downward direction, then a target of around 935 rupees would be our first target. So we will see how it goes. But currently I am just watching Reliance. I am not trading it. Motherson Sumi, I have told that in Motherson Sumi I have short position, and this chart is not updated. I hit it. This is yesterday's. Let me refresh it. Comes right now. No, it is not. So this is so this red candle was missing. See, this is yesterday's green candle, and today it made a red candle. So this was missing there. Now I told that I am bearish on Motherson Sumi. I have an open short position. I have shorted a call of 350 strike price in Motherson Sumi, and we will see how it goes. My target is at least this gap filling, which is around 200, 325 points. So we will see how it goes. Yesterday it made a green candle, and this was some people might fear that it will go up, but today it again came down. So it opened here and it made a Maruboru candle today. In fact, if you see from last few days, this big red candle had happened, and after that, it is quite possible that some pullback comes, and this is what has happened. So there was no point in panicking. Things do happen, and today it came in the right direction as I was expecting. Now, if Nifty will fall, now a lot of things depends here. That if Nifty and Bank Nifty moves in my direction, so this will also move. If at all that happens, we'll see. Time will tell. Now, ICC Bank today, it simply went up. Now, if you see, this is a gap reason, and this has touched this lower trend line. Horizontal support line now has become resistance. It was resistance here, so it's important that once we see such movement and we draw this horizontal support or resistance line, we start looking left, because left will leave the clues of where we are moving. So this is place which was the high of the day. Here we see there is a gap. Here we see there is a gap, a small gap. Here we see there is a small gap have happened, but which is not sustained. And we see a range bound movement happening within this range. This was a support, this was a support, this was a support, then this was broken. Then this was a resistance, this was a resistance, this was a resistance, this was a range resistance for several times broken, but could not sustain, came down, then again resistance. So this is a considerable line where we have to be careful that if price is moving in between, there are chances that if we have touched that, touching this and coming down, can be the norm that can be expected from this ICIC Bank. This is one of the bank which was in positive today. So if I see Axis Bank was 6 rupees, Kotak Bank was down a bit. Yes Bank was down. SBI was up. HDFC Bank was down. ICICI Bank was up around 20 points. India Bank was up around 20 points. IndusInd Bank was down around 20 points. PNB little bit down. So guys, here it is important that ICICI Bank and India Bank are the two banks which held Nifty Bank in the upward direction. So if ICICI Bank starts to become weaker from tomorrow and day after tomorrow, that is on Thursday, we have this expiry, then we have some good trade that we can take in ICICI Bank call. So going to next, we have this Oro Pharma. I hope that we will get correct chart. This is so yesterday I gave that Aurobindo Pharma looked short to me, and it opened gap down a lot, and once it reached here, then somewhere I had shorted it, and then it was not going intraday in a direction the way I was expecting, so I booked somewhere here small profit, and then it actually went high a lot. This is yesterday. It went high a lot, and that's why we see this green candle yesterday. Today it has moved down, and possibly it will go down more, and this is what is my expectation. If you go to Nifty Pharma, so this is already open, right? So Nifty Pharma, if you see that I had drawn this trend line, and I tell that as long as we are below this, we can short it, and this 20 and 50-day EMA confluence will act as the resistance. And after moving to that price, we saw that it could not sustain and it went down. So Oro Pharma is another stock is another index where I'm looking for around looking for shorting opportunity of at least around 200 points in Nifty Pharma. So if that goes right, Aurobindo Pharma will follow, and we will see that this lower trend line will break, and we will see Oro Pharma going down. So that's it guys. If you have any further queries, you can ask me in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Bye.